Good. Awesome. Okay, let's see if this works. All right. So, hello, everyone. We are Stuito Studios. We're a small, independent, three-person team in Brooklyn, New York. We just got started in VR about a little more over than a year ago. We started our project called The Take in October, September of last year. It is a hot seat style local multiplayer competitive VR game. So you only need one headset. Our goal is to create a game that you only need one headset to have a fun game night with your family or friends. And I will play the trailer for you now. So one person puts on the headset and they take on the role of a comic book spy. Their goal is to hide a piece of intel somewhere in a room in a limited amount of time. The intel size can vary depending on what choices you make when you start the match. And then you have a little bit amount of time to actually set up a whole bunch of traps. So you're booby trapping the room in real time under that time limit pressure. There are various amounts of hidden compartments and places you can put these traps, as well as to hide your intel, and those compartments are randomized. Then the players physically switch headsets, and the seeker must now try to find that object. At this point in time, everyone in the room can watch what's going on. You could also write on the walls and leave cryptic messages between players. And the traps slow down the seeker's progress. Some freeze objects around you in a room, some temporarily blind you, or put ink in your face. Some just kind of make the game annoying for a little bit. The best part about this game, though, is that you can play it over and over again. Discover the different sort of randomized compartments and hidden compartments in the rooms. Not all pieces of furniture are flush against the wall, so you can slip things in. There's hidden nooks and crannies, various rooms, and various types of effects. So it's meant to be played with your friends and while everyone's watching. So we're actually out now on Steam for the HTC Vive and Microsoft Mixed Reality headset. We're coming to Oculus in about a month, or within the month, and PSVR in a couple of months. So who are we? I'll just do this real quick before we move on to John. We are in Brooklyn, New York. This is our artist studio. We have a relatively small place. We actually just moved into this place here. We do a lot of VR stuff. We also work with Dan Buchko from Playcrafting as instructors for the 8-week Unity course. So outside of this VR stuff, we do education. We also participate in a lot of local gaming events. And this is actually our last class's graduation day. They were showing all of their projects. And there's Pilar. And we just came back from the Indie Mega Booth at PAX East this year. We were one of the 25 teams accepted, which was a complete honor. But we got a lot of people showing up, which was fantastic. This was highly unexpected, but something that we wanted, right? We want people to kind of crowd around in a room and make fun of each other and have a lot of fun just playing a very relatively simple game, but it's perfect for, families and parents playing with their kids. And I'll pass it on now to John Korn. He's our lead developer.
Also known as the only developer. So anyway, this is a shining star achievement for the Take right here, because before this moment, before we had drawers, we just hid objects behind each other. So it was very, very gray boxed out. But our goal from the very beginning was to create that didn't work. So it was to create a game that was like super simple. Like the goal was really like, can my mom play this? Because she can't play many games. So it was like, how easy can we make it, right? So it's a trigger to pick up and drop and open and close. And so it's one button for that and one button for movement. So we used to be known as EOS Interactive. That's what says that. So then this is the second button for movement, right? So we have just a very simple teleport system. And then again, trigger to just open and pick up and drop objects. And that's really most of it. So these are some older video clips. We played with the concept of hidden compartments. And as everyone probably knows, two-handed objects are a nightmare. So that is no longer in there because, yeah. And then this one is for a recap scene that we started playing around with. So half of the fun is when the other player doesn't find your object, right? And you kind of want to be like, oh, where was it? I don't know where it was. And then, they could just not tell you. But we want to like kind of blow up their spot and show off where all the good hiding spots are so you can't use it again.
It is optional, though.
It is optional, but I didn't want that. But anyway, so you can see it right here, like the intel was inside there the whole time. They just missed it, right? So that kind of makes you be a little more creative with it. This was our early tutorial, which has changed dramatically, right? So what was really nice is we tried to make it feel like you're inside a comic book, which really led to this aesthetic that allowed us to put labels and everything and get away with it by saying it's a theme. Am I doing time? Good. Okay, I'll speed up. And then we started playing around with an inventory system, right? So how can you also just move things with you? So this is where our third button came in. Oh no. And then it eventually turned into how do you take that inventory with you? And so we came up with this system. We played around with a lot of systems, like a belt around people, but it's like, oh, everyone's waists are different, right? Everyone's heights are different. How do we do that? Just throw it in their hand. And it kind of works really well. This is a pretty fun one to play with. I'll skip past this one so we can go to the other ones. This is like demoing our traps, right? How I set up these weird little demos. And again, we throw in a lot of those comic book effects to make it feel like you're in a comic. And here we are now, right? So this is just refining it after post-packs. You can see the shaders are way better than they were before. So just really trying to optimize it. Things that didn't work super well now kind of work really well and pretty smooth. So again, it's out on Steam, and that's really fun. Right now, the future of the take, right? So it's out. What are we doing? I'm working on the porting. The Oculus is almost done. PSVR is yet to be started. We're working on some TLC that we're going to release at the end of the year, and just taking on contract work and such. So that's who we are on this take. We're in the way back corner, so please come try it out and bring a friend because it's 2 players and it's better with a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah, sure.
Yes. Yes. So a lot of the things in this game are modular. You can turn them on or off. So by default, it's turned off. So you'll see kind of like a Skyrim style load screen where you can see descriptions and flavor text of different game objects as well as the intel that you'll have to hide. Optionally, you can turn it on for like a streamer or expo mode where everyone can see what the hider is doing, and you can make the person who's going to seek physically walk out of the room. That way, the people that are watching the hider can tell the hider like what to do. Yeah.